Today we take a look at why I haven't been out on the trail for about 5 months. What to look out for in the forest that could make your day trip a little more interesting. And watch this space. It looks like we're getting a new forest. Hi there, here I am back out on the trail after a very long break, I'm afraid, due to ill health. It's been over 5 months now since I've managed to get out, so the weight's gone on, the health's gone downhill, the cardiovascular's certainly gone downhill, and this is the first day out. Just a gentle walk around my local woods, which I'll be doing quite a bit. Just keeping it local until I get a bit of health back. It was back in September when I thought everything was just ticking over nicely. Found that I was getting exceptionally tired whilst out on a hike or working or doing pretty much anything really. What I didn't expect was to be working, and I felt very dizzy. Came over quite bad, terrible bout of like a vertigo, couldn't even sit on a chair without falling off, and unfortunately that evening back in September 2023 ended up in hospital, being rushed in under blue lights. They didn't really know what was wrong at the time. Had some tests, thought there might have been crystals in the ears. Couldn't see any sign of that. Had various blood tests and whatever, and then a few days later they gave me an MRI just to rule out a stroke at the back of the head, and eventually, whilst in hospital, it slowly dissipated. So what was causing it? Well, at that point they didn't really know. However, what they did find out while I was in hospital, when they were doing the stats in the morning, was that my oxygen levels were exceptionally low, quite dangerously low in fact. So there was follow-up tests to be done once I was let out of the hospital. After having more tests done, they decided that it appears that I could well be suffering from some sort of sleep apnea. I suppose at the end of the day you don't know whether you're stopping breathing at night. However, as well as those tests, I did use my Garmin. I know they're not to be used for medical reasons, but it's got an oximeter on there that you can put on to record overnight when you sleep, and yeah, every night it was dropping exceptionally low, down to sort of 79%, 80% oxygen, which apparently it's meant to stay around about between 95 and 99 or even 100%. So something going on there. So now I've actually had a sleep apnea test done, all wired up and tubes and things and what have you at night, and now just waiting for the results and hoping off the back of that they can sort me out with whatever's needed to help me along, whether it be a CPAP machine or whatever else they do, I don't know. So fingers crossed. Well, now we pretty much know what the problem is. I've been adjusting my resting habits in the daytime as much as I can to top up and recharge the body, which is what it's not doing at night time. So gently at the moment, just going to be concentrating on the local walks in my forest for a month or so, just to get some fitness back. Plenty of inclines and whatever here, so take it gently and see how we go. It looks like nature's been busy at the moment, taking the trees down, and it looks like the ants have also been busy. It's a fair old nest. Look at these ones. They must feel a little bit like me, need another tree to lean on now and again. I'm getting out of breath already, and I've only just started my hike, pretty much. I think it's amazing how quickly it can take a toll on you, how things can change. It's back in, say, 5 months, I've done pretty much nothing. My weight's increased a lot, certainly as we've had a Christmas in between as well, which without any activity, which didn't help. So I think we're up to somewhere around 118 kgs at the moment, so that's got to come down a lot. Okay, so over the next month or so, whilst we do these loops, get some fitness back, we'll jump into these videos and we'll start taking a look at a few other things, like the kit that I used in 2023, what I felt useful, and perhaps one or two things that I may ditch for 2024. We're also going to take a look at some plans and some kit for spring summer this year, 2024. The end of last year I managed to purchase myself a little backpacking light tent, but unfortunately, probably due to the fact that I was always tired, I didn't get out, and I don't think I've even taken it out of the box yet. Perhaps we'll put it up in the garden and see how that fares. And then perhaps we'll take a look at all the other kit that either I've got or is needed, and then we'll head off into the Welsh mountains and do a spot of wild camping. Something new for 2024. You may have noticed that there's quite a lot of fresh tyre tracks from cyclists in the woods, and also the fact there was a couple of vans that were pulling out as we were walking in. I live very close to here, and I would say about an hour before we came up, there was 4 or 5 vans parked in that area. At this time of year, we find that there's an awful lot of downhill cyclists that come and practice in the woods. Each year there's a organised event, I believe from Pearce Cycles, who are based in Ludlow. They run the Pearce Cycles downhill series. It's a British cycling regional A-rated series. It's only one level below the national downhill series, so it's a good starting point for anybody. It's normally about 4 rounds. I think one is at Radley Felling in Pearce. Not sure whether I've pronounced that correctly. The second is in Bridgewood in Ludlow. You then got it here in Bucknell Woods in Shropshire, and it normally finishes up the final round at Hopton Heath, which is at Hopton Castle in Shropshire. They normally have a practice day on a Saturday and race days on the Sunday. It's normally 4 weekends, I think between May and September, I believe. If you want further details on that, you can go to the Pearce Cycles website. I'll put a link in the description below for that. Make a nice day out having a walk around the woods, incorporate watching the downhills. A good weekend out. Wow, look at that. I guess that's what they call a widowmaker. It's amazing. Look how it's split apart. It hasn't actually snapped off, it's just actually split and just fallen. We've taken that one down maybe as well. we're talking about Hopton Woods and Bucknell Woods, it's fair to say that if you look on a map, they are pretty close together. However, fairly soon they're going to be even closer. Now, the Woodland Trust that looks after these local woods, I believe they have purchased some land in between Hopton Woods and Bucknell Woods at Lower Lye, and they have planned a new woodland, which is fantastic. There's going to be public footpaths, public access to explore the woods and that. There's going to be the river running through it, which is the River Red Lake. Okay, well, let's have a quick look on the map and let's see if we can work out where they're going to put the new woodland. You can see there on the bottom left hand side we've got Bucknell Woods, which is where we are today. Then we've got the Red Lake River, and either side of the river there is where the proposed new forest is going. The river that runs through the forest there, they're proposing to do some land management there to prevent flooding further down. There's quite a few deer in the woods as well, so you may be able to see them down by the water source, which would be absolutely fantastic. And also you get so much more of this lovely countryside that you can walk around, reset and totally chillax. Yeah, it's only February and we've got some new ferns growing, new growth. You have to watch out just down here as some of the bites come whizzing out from the right hand side here. There's a little bite track that comes out towards the end there. Oh, right there. Okay, well, I've just come to the end of my first little fitness hike, just to stretch the legs, and I'll see you in the next one.